one of my favorite brushes. The reason this is one of my favorite brushes, it is what I use to get in between, like right here, to get in between that brow where I just put on that, the highlighter color on the brow bone. Then I take this and come from the outside, almost sideways like that, and come in and get that transition area. Now I'm going to have to do this because there might have been something on there because I haven't cleaned my brushes. It just gets the transition area really good. It's very fluffy. It just smooths it out. People always say, your makeup always looks so finished. It's a good brush. Because I'm not one of those just sit there, like I'll see some of the younger girls and they do like this so fast. Oops, I just hit there. I don't know what that did, but anyway. They'll just, and they're just blending. I'm like, I just go just like that and get the rim, and then I just literally brush through it. And that does blend it because it's just a good brush. I mean, it's a nice, fluffy, large brush. So then I want to go into the crease, and there is really only one for me for the crease that I really believe in, and you can't even see it anymore. I think it's called an E45. Yep, E45. And this is from Extravaganza too, I think. Yeah, you can't even see the paint on it. That's how much I have used this for years. And it is a tapered blending brush, right? So you can see it's got a dome on it, but it's a tapered dome. So it's loose, it's not super dense, but it's not too loose. And I'll show you the difference. Here, after you get these three used, then you're going to blend. And the blending brush, look how different. It's much looser, it's not as dense. It's tapered up here, making an actual dome. This is tapered like a pencil. And so this is more precise because it comes to a point. This isn't, and that's the point. It blends it all out. So that's the reason. So this, I will literally, when I'm in eyeshadow, I will roll it like that. And then I'll start here and do my outer V. So I'll come from out, in, and then up. So I'm making a V shape. And then I bring it in once or twice just to make sure that I get the color good and in the crease. And then you can bring it down and just do this outer area on the lower lid area, and just to get a little bit more off, and also transfer that color on down and connect it right here. But then I will go through there a few times and just kind of come up a little, a few times, and then come up a little, and it just kind of blends it. So after you do that, then you want a good blending brush, and this is the E40. There's a couple of them. I think this is the E35, and you can barely tell a difference between these two. For one is a light colored, one is a dark colored, and there is significance probably to that, but I don't know what it is. But they're both looser, they're both dome shaped, and they both, will, because of that, will be good for coming right here under the front of the brow and then kind of blending that transitional area out. And then I always, when I get to the outer edge, I kind of round it, like coming back in like that, not like that where it's going to go everywhere on the side. That is for blending. Again, some people are just like, and they just go over and over and over and over. I just hit my cheek again. I hope I'm not putting brown on the top of my cheek. Okay. But I love these. I blend slowly and with fewer strokes. If you're one of those that you just like to and go really fast, to each his own, right? Or her own. Okay, and then to get more precise, I do, if you're going to like do a specialty color, I use, these are both E30s. Yeah, they're both E30s. Again, this is the Extravaganza version in the gold plate, and this is the copper or rose gold color. I think they call it copper. And you can tell the obvious difference here is when I'm doing light colors, like I'm trying to get in here with highlighter, I might use that. And then, again, I can add a little on the point of the brow there. But if I want to do a dark color, just maybe come through my lashes with like a blue or a green, I just want to, these are very pointed. Matter of fact, they're called pencil brushes. And what you do, again, you put it down into the color, like, but you roll the tip just so it'll get on the tip, and then always tap it off so that it doesn't tap off. I mean, it's going to come off anyway, but you're trying to load the brush, but tap it off. And then just lightly go through the area that you're trying to cause that focus color. That's what that's for. Now let's just say, then you want to line your eyes. Now some people use an actual liner brush, and these are a dime a dozen. You can have these anywhere at any drugstore. Matter of fact, this isn't Sigma, but it's this. It's the chiseled, very dense, very tightly packed brush that has, you know, the angle, and you can, you know, use cream liner and just come in and use it, or you can use liquid and then go over it with this, and that'll kind of mute it a little. It won't be so, like if you're using black, it will tone the black down a little because it kind of, blends the area. Then usually it has on this other side, to do your brows or to separate your lashes, a spoolie brush. I think mine came unbent and I bent it. Some of them actually come this way because so many people do that. But there's another way that I line, and that is using an E20. This is a short shader, is what Sigma calls it. I have one called a smudge brush from NARS. That's it really is good too. But it basically is a very tightly packed brush, and it's super short. So it's almost like make a line. So if you want to turn it long ways like that, and just literally run it like dab it in a color, tap off, and then run it through your lashes. Or if you want to reinforce, like my brows are almost gone, so I will come with a dark brown and just reinforce right there because I've lost a lot of hairs there as I've gotten older, and I will literally do like that, and just very quickly, especially on the underside, I will just come in and I will just reinforce it real quick, just like that. And it just gives me a little bit more of a brow, but it's not a line, Some people like a line. If you want to, I didn't mean to make it like that where I said it's not a line. You might like a line. Other people may want to use a powder. They may want to use a wax stick, which is really basically just a brow liner, and it's colored wax. And the only thing about using those is it's wax. What do you do if you're trying to shape your brows? They wax them. Yes, it does make your lashes come off. Matter of fact, this has, your brow hairs come out off of it sometimes. Matter of fact, I've looked at the tip of one of those before and seen little teeny hairs and have to pull them off. That's because it does pull them out. Now, it doesn't yank them out like when they get all these little blonde baby hairs, but anyway, I do like using a short shader better, or a smudge brush. Also, you can use it to, if you put a color on with the pencil brush and then you just want to smudge it out a little bit, especially the darker colors. Excellent for that. So back to the face, there's some contouring ones. I'll start with contour first. And so this is one of my favorites for under the neck, and I'll show you a great example. This is one of my all-time favorites, Park Avenue Princess. And it's not such an orangey brown, because all browns to me are orangey. This is, of course, it's got some orange to it, because it's supposed to be for tanning, that kind of a look, like when you're tanned, but you don't want to get sun on your face, so you just do it with makeup, which I totally agree with. But you can literally just roll this in here, tap it off real good, and I like to do this right under here, and then just blend it out. Why? Because it makes my little fatty underneath go away. You can also do, back here, up in your, I don't want to mess up my hair, but you can get up here and on either side of your temples. I also go under my nose because I want my nose to look shortened, so I put a little bit of dark color under there, and I'm done. But this is called, Marc Jacobs, it's called the Bronze, and it's huge. It's just not very precise is the problem with it. So what I really mostly do, this thing is so old, look at it. I need to get a new one. I really do need to invest in a new one. This is the Large Angled Contour F, I can't see anymore. I think it's F20. Anyway, it's the only angled blush brush. And I will use the short end. It's angled. I use the short end because it's more packed to do the darker colors. And I'll come under there. Don't go too far down in here. I even have chipmunk cheeks, and I try not to come too far down. So stay back here. Back here. And just a little bit. You don't want a line. If you've got a line, blend it out, because it looks silly to have a line there. I don't care if you do believe in being chiseled. That looks silly. Just blend it out a little bit. Also use that butt end to go under my nose. I also do it to get my temples and also to come under here. So it's rare that I will go to the trouble to use the bronze because it's so big. But if I'm going out, also I want to make sure this doesn't all already have on a satin shirt, y'all. Is this pretty? I love this shirt. This was a Vince Camuto, and I really do like it. It's nice and it looks very elegant. You can wear this pair of jeans and dress up your jeans and go out and just have a good time. I'm fixing to show you a purse review, and that purse, this shirt, and a pair of jeans would be a great thing to go out. And maybe put on a pair of heels if you want. But I absolutely love this. And then I use the kind of looser end to dab in blush and just kind of round it right there, right on the apples of my cheeks, and then go up, straight up. Apple and straight up, like a diagonal straight up to the temple, so that it brings it up. You've already got your contour under it. And then I also do, since I put contour here, I'll come a little in front of it. I just add the blush color and blend it in together, and also the bridge of my nose and the top of my chin. That's because for my chin, it's very pronounced, and so I do kind of put a little bit of blush here, and then I kind of blend it out so that it's just not so noticeable. And then, you know, just because you're blending, go ahead and blend all the way down your neck. And that way it gives you some contour. If you're wondering why I'm looking there, my monitor, I wish the monitor was right above so I'd be looking, or below even, but it's off to the side, and I think most YouTubers do that. But so anyway, my favorite face brush. And then besides that, there is some specialty brushes. I do use this. This is so old, y'all. I found that concealer brush. Look, the reason I didn't think it was concealer, look how dark it is. I used it because I couldn't find the next one, a flat shader to put on a really pretty dark shade on my lid. I was trying to get a real sparkly one. And I have had this one for so many years. It's the original pink Sigma set. And this is a flat shader. See how flat? It looks just like a paintbrush. There's a more updated one. And it's an F60, and it's just a flat shading brush. It's a large, flat shading brush. It looks like a paintbrush. It's that way it's narrow, that way it's wide, but it's flat. These are excellent to pack on like a really pretty color, like a really pretty sparkle green or blue or gold on your lid. But I will tell you, it's good to go ahead and pack it on and blend it out just a little bit up into the crease, just a little bit. But the best thing to use is your ring finger. There's nothing better than, or even really your forefinger, there's nothing better than your own skin to put on shiny, even metallic, glittery shadow, because it just, when you drag your finger across the skin, it gets it better than any brush will. But you can use those. And then when you have your, you know, you're always going to have fallout, right? I have the small duo fiber. There's a large one that you can use as well for blending, but I use this because it's a duo fiber. It's dense on the bottom and loose on the top. It's an F55. You can flick off fallout, or a fan brush would work as well. You can also blend in cream blush with these really well. So that's my favorite brushes.